Hey Joshua, what went through your decision process to return to August?
It was just a lot of feedback from the coaches. We have Coach Kelly, Coach Foster. We have some of the best coaches in the world. So it was just really talking to them about it, picking their brain. And ultimately, they told me like, it's really your decision at the end of the day. But I just sort of thought about it, sort of just like being to process my thoughts, and I'm gonna listen to the guys who've been there and done that. So that's what I did.
What kind of things are you focusing on for this year that you want to improve, that you want to get better at to make that jump?
Oh yeah, definitely my IQ, because I feel like that gives you so much of a competitive advantage if you really know what you're doing out there and you have like knowledge, like Coach always preaches about. Then if you can make first moves without the defense even knowing, you can read protections, you can read blitzes, defenses. I feel like that's so huge for me because a lot of times I was just reading and reacting. And now if I know exactly where this block is going to be, then it's going to make my job easier a little bit.
Coach Kelly says you're obsessed with getting better. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. I always take pride in that. I always treat every single practice like it's a game. So I always hear Coach talk about it. It hit home for me because, I think about it like I have to get better. It doesn't matter if it's a walkthrough, it's a tempo period. I'm going to go as hard as I can. I'm going to get better because I know deep down I'm probably not the most talented guy, but I know if I can outwork people and I can work really hard, it's going to get me places. So I'm going to listen to Coach Kelly, He's telling me hard work, I'm going to work hard.
You showed a lot of patience. In high school you weren't heavily recruited.
Right.
Now this time you had a lot of people telling you to go to the NFL, and that's hard to say no. Can you talk a little bit about the patience that you've had?
Yeah, it's tough, Obviously, at the end of the day, every single person who laces up their cleats, I'm not gonna lie to you, they all want to play professional football. Something that everybody, if they have the opportunity to do it, they're gonna do it. Who wouldn't want to play in NFL, man? So, it is kind of like, it's a little bit humbling at first when I was thinking about, like, oh, this is like a real decision for me. But, at the end of the day, you can't really just jump into something just because it's there. Like, I just learned a lot from, Coach Foster. He's been there. He's played in the National Football League. So he told me, he's just like, you can't just actually just think you're ready. You're playing with grown men. It's a different type of ball game. So I wasn't ready. So that really influenced my decision, definitely.
How closely did you get to making that decision, though? How much did you seriously weigh it?
At the time, it was, let me see. I felt like for the longest period, I wasn't leaning one way or the other. I was just sitting back, just evaluating. I've always considered, I made a pros and cons list, but, like I said, who wouldn't want to play in the National Football League? But at the end of the day, I really just took myself and I'm not ready. So I got to come back, and now I got to get even better.
Is it a different role for you coming into this spring and just being a part of practice as one of the leading returning guys?
Yeah, for sure. Because, I'm going to be a senior now, so I'm in more of a leadership position. So I have to really treat this like, almost like, I'm not saying like a parent, but I got to really just motivate, take this leadership role because a lot of our guys, they're young. And there's going to be days where it's like, all right, it's Saturday. It's a little bit tiring. We got finals coming up, but we have to really just lock it in and tell them, like, look, I know it's, probably some days you don't want to be out here, but you have to really grind hard because there's going to be a day when you're 40 or 50. I'm like, man, I wish I could play football again. So I think more of that, just leadership role, setting an example because, hopefully that's my impact here. At the end of the day, hopefully I can just set an example for others.
What are you seeing out of your kids, your
Yes, man. They're all talented. They're all hungry. They're all just young. Like, sometimes I walk into the meeting room, I'm like, I'm an old man. Like, those guys are like freshmen, sophomores. They're all fast, quick, jumpy. I'm like, sheesh, man. Like, I'm an old guy. So I'm trying to keep up with them a little bit out here in the field because you can see, like, they can take the top off of defense real fast. So I got to get my speed up and match them.
Do they recommend for you to take out insurance regarding injuries for next year?
I actually haven't really heard about that. So, yeah, that's something. Thanks for letting me know about that.
Did you submit your name for NFL evaluation?
Evaluation?
Yeah,
I definitely submitted it. I got feedback back from it. That was also another factor that played into it, definitely too. Yeah.
What kind of feedback did you get from them?
It pretty much just told me that it gave you not like an actual projection, but it pretty much tells you like if you're first or your second round, and then if they're saying if you're not that, then we advise you to take back another year. So that's pretty much what it says. So I was like, you know, this is coming from them.
From us?
Yeah, definitely.
Your high school coach says you have a plan, you have a vision, and you're enjoying college. So that obviously came into the role, right?
Yeah.
You know where you want to go.
Yeah.
And you believe in yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, obviously, my mom's always preaching to me, you have to graduate. I'm so close. So, like, I definitely have to graduate. That's always going to be the process. So that was also another reason I should have stayed that earlier. I didn't come this far, you know, transferring not to just get a degree from UCLA. So that's also another thing that I really have to think about. Like, that's important. That's huge. At the end of the day, a team can cut you or trade you. They can't trade or cut your degree. So that's something I thought about, too.
When do you finish that up?
I'll finish it up right after season. So that fall quarter, that's when it ends for me here, unfortunately.
Any final question? It's good?
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Good job.
Good seeing you
Yeah,
guys.
good seeing you.
Oh my
Yeah, good
goodness.
having you
Good
back.
seeing you.
Good
Thank
seeing you,
you.
buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks.
You have to catch a flight.
We got Stephen Blaylock here.
Hey, how are you?
Steven?
Getting you, hey.
Good. So what's it been like?
Baseball, sorry.
Well, what's it been like this spring, stepping up into that safety role without Pick around?
It's been good. Accepting the challenge has been real big for me. You know, I always wanted this role. Last year I had to wait behind Pick and watch, but I really needed that. Last year I came in here struggling a bit with the plays, and now I'm getting more comfortable with it. And Pick and Quinn Lake was always there to help me out, along with Coach Rose and Coach Jock.
What'd you learn from playing behind a guy like Pick?
Always being physical and smart. Coming out of high school, I already knew everything. Coming in here, you don't really know nothing. And Pick always told me, like, you want to be smart. And then Coach Rose always tell us every day, it's cool being smart. There's nothing wrong with being smart. So being smart is like the main thing.
What were your priorities in winter workouts? Was it getting bigger, getting stronger? What was the priority for you?
Getting bigger and faster. You know, I'm trying to improve my game. And around the nation, we play top teams, and like tight ends and receivers are getting bigger by the year. So I'm trying to do the same thing.
Where are you weight-wise right now?
185.
What kind of trash talking is going on between modern day and St. John Bosco players playing the safety position?
Well, with me and Quentin Lake, it's kind of different because his last year we beat him, so he doesn't really have much to say to me. But it's kind of different on the offensive side, coming from Chris Murray. He always gets the upper hand because both of our last senior years they got the big win on us. So yeah, between me and Quentin Lake, I'm in front, but on the offensive side with Chris, he's ahead.
It seems like all the starting defensive backs, they're all local Southern California guys. Did you cross paths a lot in high school?
With Quentin Lake, I did. Around, I want to say with Elijah Gates, Elijah Guidry, Darnay Holmes, and Mo. Like a lot of them, I didn't really know them until coming in here. But the local guys I knew that was in my league, I knew.
How does that help you guys, having some of that familiarity coming into and playing together on the same side of the ball here at UCLA?
Real big with me and Q because we both came from the same league, so we expect the same thing out of each other. And then getting to know the new DBs, we always challenge each other. So we came from different leagues and we expect different things, but we have the same priorities. We're getting better every day and improving our game.
Do you have any observations on the progress the offense is making?
No, that's really up to Coach Kelly and them. I just try to worry about my side of the ball.
How about the receivers? Are they compared to last season? Stuff, but there's no Wilson, so tight end position that's developed.
For that, I could say we're getting a little bit better. You know, we lost Caleb, but we still have Devin and Jordan Wilson, more bigger dudes, and that's even tougher. Caleb was he was big, lengthy, shifty guy, and going against Devin every day, that's a big dude you got to try to take down. And I like that challenge. And then with the new receivers we have coming in, like Jalen, that just put more speed to our game and helps us better with our technique.
What's kind of tougher to cover? The bigger guys, the faster guys? Who's maybe the toughest guy to cover for you on receiving core?
Receiving core, I have to say Kyle Phillips, and then tight ends, I'll say Devin.
What about Kyle makes him difficult?
His off the line work. He's so shifty with it. He gives me a different look than all the other receivers. And then probably when I'm playing off, same thing. He's just so quick and elusive.
How has the game changed for you going into now the second year after you got a lot of playing experience last year?
Way faster. coming in last year, I was with the second group, so things was kind of taking it slow because we all didn't really know what was going on at the time. But coming in with the first group, you got to be faster, quick with the calls because that's what they expect out of you since they want you out there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.